What's going on, you guys? It's Ariel here. Welcome back to the Gamer's Respite, where we have not only one of my best friends here, but an absolutely amazing content creator, Smack Pisces. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hi, I'm happy to be here. I'm super excited because we've been planning for me to be on your podcast for like
Right.
ever, and it finally worked out. I'm so hyped. I'm pumped.
It did. We were at at the same time. Either one of us was sick, one of us was busy, or one of us was going through something. So we just,
Dude, every time. It's perfect this time. It's perfect.
yeah, it is. So I honestly, I've had so many topics in mind that I wanted to discuss with you. But for those who do not know your contents, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Smack Pisces. Most people call me Smack or Pisces, some variation of that. I've actually been a streamer since 2019, so this will be my 6-year anniversary on Twitch,
Nice.
coming up later on. I'm obsessed with DBD, obsessed with indie horror, anything that has to do with like horror or scary games, I'm there. Also into like solo RPGs, story-based games. I love those too. But right now, I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do in the content creation space after some life changes. Yeah, I'm super happy to be here. Super honored. Thank you for having
Nice.
me.
Yeah, it's so cool to see your transitions and different routes that you've taken in life. And one of them, I thought it was just like a complete 360 that you did when you were in law and you were like, no, I want to do something else. Like, I don't even think I know the full story. So what exactly happened with that where you decided to make that big switch?
Yeah, I graduated like undergrad in 2020, like right in the height of COVID-19.
Oh my
Like,
God.
didn't even have like a normal graduation. They were like, here's your diploma, here's your cap and gown. You did a great job.
Oh my
Like,
God.
bye. So yeah, that was eventful. Yeah, and then I went to law school. My first year was unfortunately virtual because of COVID. And then I ended up moving to Chicago for my second year of law school. And probably, I guess this was like 2021, like December 2021. Like, I don't know if it was just like Chicago or like me being away from my family, things like that. And just like the climate of the country. I definitely won't get political on here, but I wanted to be an immigration lawyer and I wanted to help families come to the US and have better lives and seek asylum here and just make it an easier process. And that was not possible around that time with past policies. And I was just really discouraged and I just ended up dropping out. It's something that I've thought about going back to a little bit, but I'm definitely like just exploring different avenues for myself and trying to find new ways to not only be an advocate for immigrants and their families, but also just find a way to still help out. You know what I mean? Still make a difference. So the law just wasn't for me, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad I found out. After not after 3 years of law school for sure.
Yeah, and it's one of those kind of little things of where you suddenly realize like, oh, this is not something I really want to dive into right now. Like it was the same way for me, and when I got my psych degree, I noticed how they were politicizing people's mental health, and I didn't like that. I was just not about that life at that time, because anytime that I was discussing psychology with someone, they would be like, okay, well, how much money did you make from this client, or how much was this? And I'm like, this is someone's mental health. You don't put a tag on that. I mean, you have to eat, yeah, you have to live, but it's supposed to be of where you're supposed to take care of the patient first. So I completely understand why you dropped it.
Yeah, and it's exactly like that too. Like some people just go to law school for the money, and sometimes the money just is not worth it, or the money just isn't the most important part. And yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from, and that's unfortunate too.
Yeah, it's like now I just use psychology in video games, which is just as good.
Which is great, which is amazing. Like that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun getting to see people kind of squirm when they have to realize that James Sunderland has a lot of psychology attached to him. It's like that guy's not the hottie patati you think he is.
Stop. I love him. I love him. I can't. It's okay.
No.
We can fix him. There's no red flags. There's no red flags. He was not responsible for his wife. No spoilers. Like
He
nothing.
was when you say he's not responsible for his wife, that makes it sound like she was a puppy. It's like, come here, little wife.
Yeah. He
Oh
was
no.
not involved, guys. He's innocent. He's innocent.
He's listen, innocent until proven innocent.
Yeah. That sounds more right for
Oh
him.
my god. No, it's so interesting because like, okay, so I'm guessing you played Silent Hill 2 remake.
I saw it played from start to finish. I only played it about halfway, but that's because I can't finish games. It was phenomenal though. It was beautiful, beautiful.
No, it's so weird for me because during the time I was playing that, I don't know if you saw the video, but I ended up getting so scared at one point, and I normally don't get scared with video games, but I went in and there was like Pyramid Head just chilling right over in the corner, and he decides to rush over to me right as I'm at a ladder, and I'm just no, no, I'm not doing it.
Frozen in
I'm
fear.
not doing it. I stayed up in that
Yeah.
ladder area with all the ammo, feeling protected, feeling safe. I'm not going back down there.
I would not square up with Pyramid Head either. He just looks menacing and stinky, but menacing mostly.
So, I actually, you know what is the best therapy for that is to roast Pyramid Head. You have to. That's the only thing. You got to roast him. And
I
that's
mean,
exactly what I did. Like, there was a point where you're behind like a barred area and he's looking at you straight in the face. And I just roasted him in the video. I was just like, you only have 3 fingers. What are you going to do?
oh, you
Like,
have
no.
to. I did
Yeah.
that in Resident Evil
No.
7 as well. Like with the family, I was like, you stinky, like beep beep beep. I won't say it. I was, we're on the podcast, but I was going to town. I was going to
Oh my
town.
God. It's so funny too because I feel like that is our coping mechanism with seeing things that are scary is just combating it with either roasting or sarcasm.
So you have to. It's fight or
Yeah,
flight. We choose the
exactly.
fight part from a
Exactly.
distance. From a
So wait,
distance.
do you do that with DBD as well? Because I know DBD is your main game that you're playing right now.
Yeah, it's so weird that we were talking about Pyramid Head. I've been maining Pyramid Head on killers, so that was like perfect. But yes, when I'm playing Survivor and the killers are just like jump scaring me, or they don't have like a terror radius, which is like how you know they're coming, they just sneak up on you. I am definitely like a pro like crap talker. Like I will definitely like go to
Love it.
town and roast people. I mean, not in in-game chat. Like at that point, it's like another person, so you can't it's a video game. But in the game, absolutely, Michael Myers is getting roasted to filth the whole game. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay. Do you like playing Survivor more or do you like playing Killer more?
I don't know. I used to be like a Survivor main, and I was like, ew, killer, like so annoying. I'll never play that. But I started dating my current partner, Omals. He's a DVD content creator as well, and he plays Pyramid Head. And I was like, it would be so cute if I play Pyramid Head and you play Pyramid Head. So I've started learning it because of him, and it's actually fun. So I'm still a Survivor main at heart, but I'm digging Killer right now. I'm definitely
See,
digging it.
we have to play like DVD at some point because
No,
I have
absolutely.
not touched DVD in years.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to play. I will literally be your bodyguard. I will take all the hits for you.
Just feel like Michael Myers is you will just get the knife or you will go away.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
so I'm curious, what are some games right now that you're planning to play on your channel? Because I know that you played Life is Strange at one point. You played a lot of different like variety of games. What is your ideal game to go and play for the channel?
That's like a really good question. I know we've been friends for years now, so you've seen me like literally play everything under the sun. But growing up, I was such like a story mode, like story-based like RPG player.
Oh, nice.
So I would really like to do that, like more of that, like on the YouTube channel and on
Oh,
Twitch.
nice.
I really want to play the Resident Evil games. I started playing Resident Evil 5 because of Sheva, of course. And I'll be finishing that soon. But I want to play the rest. I'm not familiar with the lore completely. I didn't grow up playing Resident Evil, so I think it would be fun to
Rips out
go back
story.
through.
Let's go.
Yes, yes. Help me, teach me,
I
because I want to.
honestly would be so amazed if you played Resident Evil 1 Remake because that was the very first game I ever played as a kid. And they got better now. They have more accessibility, which is absolutely great. I know that Resident Evil 1 Remake is available on all platforms, and you can choose between doing tank controls and regular now. So,
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I know they're remaking like a lot of the games, which is good because some of them are looking a little rough in 2025, looking a little rough. But I'll definitely do that. That would be fun.
you know, it's going to be interesting if I. What if we actually, and hear me out on this just for a second, if we did a video where I was the commentator over your video for Resident Evil?
Stop. That would be so funny. I mean, you're gonna be talking a lot because I'm gonna be messing up. Like, I try to shoot every zombie. I can't dodge. Like, you're really gonna have a time with that. So, but we should. That would be
Oh my
funny.
God, that would be hilarious to be like, what are you doing?
Literally. That's literally what you're gonna be saying the whole time. What is she doing? Where is she going? Like, she died again.
Walking into tables for no reason. Actually, the controls, when they would take controls, my mom all the time would say that the character looks drunk because I wouldn't know where to press the thing and I would keep
Yeah.
walking into tables.
It's so crazy, like how far like video games have come from like things like that. It's insane.
It is. And it's actually a funny story too because when I got into gaming, I was like 10 or 11 years old. And I don't know how old were you when you got into games actually for the first time?
Oh gosh, I can't remember the exact age. All I remember is my boy cousins having Tomb Raider on the TV and me spamming the buttons and not being able to figure out the puzzles. So it was very, very early on. It was definitely before like fourth and fifth grade. So maybe a little bit younger than that. Maybe a little younger than that.
Okay. Yeah, see, like you guys, a lot of females like to dive into games, and we all played it at a very young age, and we kind of stopped at high school because we were bullied out of it for a while.
Oh, dude, yeah.
No.
Seriously.
But it was so funny to me because anytime that I see gameplay for a different game that you're going into, more recently, Poppy's Playtime. Do you want to talk about that game?
Oh God. I don't know.
That game is forever seared into my brain because it looks kind of cute. It looks somewhat innocent, but then you go in and you're just slapped by an inanimate object. It looks like Fazbear.
Out of nowhere. There are no signals that you're in danger, really. Like, there's no, yeah, packed up. The first time I played it, I should have had a heart rate monitor on because I think I almost passed out.
I saw your
So,
video of that, and there were, I think, three parts to the video that you did because, I mean, since we all like horror, we are all masochists, let's face it.
facts.
Yeah.
Literally
So,
facts.
are there games right now currently that you are looking forward to in any genre, or is there a specific one that you're gravitating towards that's coming out?
I really want to play Poppy's Playtime, like the newer one that came out, because I've only played the first one, and I don't even think that maybe I finished it. I'm not sure. Let me not lie, but I'm pretty sure I finished it. So I would like to play the newest one that came out. I really there was a maybe you'll know the game because you're a little bit more well versed in releases than me, but there's a new RPG that's come out, Awoken or Avowed
Oh,
or something.
Avowed, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Avowed. I
Yeah.
I want to play that. Someone on my stream was saying that it's very similar to Baldur's Gate 3. I've had a Baldur's Gate 3 just withdrawal period because I played it in early access for like 2 years and that was my baby. And then it came out and it was wonderful and it won Game of the Year and I was just so in love and nothing has hit that mark yet. So I'm gonna try that out, see how that goes too.
That's how I feel about Baldur's Gate as well. When I played it, my entire perspective on games changed.
Oh
Like,
my God,
it's just
it's
incredible.
incredible.
Like, just
Yeah.
Team Astarion, always.
I mean, yes, I'm
Always.
team Gale. But yeah, like,
Oh,
but
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
Gale. He's
But
amazing.
it was just so good. Like, I'm so Larian. Like, whatever you do, like, if you see this somehow, please make another one, please, or like a DLC or something. I need it. I need it.
It was just so incredible the way that the story writing was going because anytime that I would go into the game and I would see like question marks over not question marks exclamation points over the characters as I would be like, oh, what do they have to say to me now? And no other game I feel like has come close to that level of curiosity of where you're looking forward to what the characters have to say.
Yeah. Like, and you can't even like really like predict, like the story. There's so many twists and turns just in Act One. Like you're gathering so much information and there's so many plot twists and just different points of view from like the story and what you should do and how you should handle things. Like it's amazing. Like you can easily rack up 200 hours in that game and still not see everything. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
I think right now they put out their new update for it. They put new subclasses out. Did
Oh,
you see
wow.
that?
I
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna have
put
to
out.
re-download.
Yeah, they put out new subclasses, and I think one of them is also druid and cleric, if I'm not mistaken. So they made like a few more that are. I think there are 12 new subclasses.
Oh
So
my
I have
goodness.
to redo it because right now I'm in my second playthrough, and I'm doing the oh my gosh, what's it called? There's another playthrough you could do, and I'm forgetting the name right now. It's slipping
Oh,
my
is it
mind.
honor mode maybe?
No, it
Honor?
wasn't honor mode. It was the one where you're
Oh,
just like a
Dark Urge.
dark urge. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. and I'm doing that one right now, and I'm taking the road of more of like I don't want to make all the good choices, because originally in my first playthrough I did all the good choices, I chose all the things that were correct, and now right now I want to see what Astarion is in, bad boy mode.
Yes. And the Dark Urge story, it's like a whole different experience. Like it's a whole different story. The cutscenes are different, the endings are different. So I hope you enjoy it. That's super
Yeah, I'm excited.
exciting.
It is. It really is. We have okay. So this is new for me because I did not know fully how into as well you were for Baldur's Gate 3. We need to also do co-op on that if possible at some point.
Absolutely. You
So
you don't even have
yeah.
to ask. You don't even have to just tell me, get on the game and I will get on the game because I love it. I love it so much.
It's one of those games too of where it has. I'm going to be partially sarcastic and joking right now, so just for warning, it has those vibes of yes, I can also fall in love with a pale elf, but I can also have sex with a bear.
Yeah.
Versatile.
And hey, to each its own. To each its own.
I just
I've never done it, but
I never.
I've never indulged, but you
That's a
know,
quote for the podcast. I've never done it.
I've never done it, but hey, could be great. Could be great.
Oh my gosh! And one of my, I think it was one commenter. I deleted their comment before. They were like, "Why is she always crying during podcasts?" It's like I have allergies. Suck it up. Jesus.
Analogies are the worst. They're the freaking worst.
Oh my god! It's like partially dying over here. I went in and I think my cat Feather slowly smirked at me.
See, like you love me, don't you? Look at you. Your eyes are watering. You love me.
Yeah, it's like I love you. It's great. These scratch marks on my hands prove otherwise. Oh my gosh. So one of the next topics I want to go into is a bit of an either or. Would you like this in a video game, or type of thing would you like this in a video game? So when it comes to your, I was about to say something else inside. Why is my brain short circuiting? Either that's going to be a blooper or that's going to be at the very end.
You got this. You got this. I believe. I'm sending my brainwave.
I get to these points in the night where I'm just loopy. Like that's just it's weird. Like
It's just slap happy hours. I get it.
oh my god, it's not even what time is it even right now at EST? It's only 7:36 and I feel loopy. What the fuck?
It's a Friday. It's the Friday energy.
So when it comes to some of your games, would you rather have a very heavily story-driven game or a game that has minimal story but more substance within the characters?
Oh gosh. I think story driven game, like I love when characters can just like I can just connect with them and like feel with them and empathize with them. Like I love that. But I love a good story too. I think I would value the story game over the minimal story.
Okay, all right. So when it comes to certain games, would you prefer a game that was really difficult, like a Souls-like, or something that is a little more easygoing?
I am not I'm not one of the gaming god's strongest soldiers. So when it comes to, Elden Ring and Dark Souls and Ghost of oh goodness, Ghost of Shima?
Tsushima. Yeah, it's a tongue twister.
Tsushima. Goodness, excuse me. That's not for me. Okay, I can't. I think I just don't have like the patience because
Understandable.
I'm used to games coming a little easy to me because I've been playing since I was a kid. Game mechanics are easy for me to pick up. So when I have a game like Elden Ring where I'm spending 2 hours trying to fight the cat head boss in the tombs, I'm just over it. I'm just over it by the end. I think I'll take the easy one.
That's fair. That's fair. And, that's the way I was too whenever, I think it was before 2021, because 2021 I started playing Souls games. And it was so fascinating to me, like, how a game could literally evoke so much emotion in the Souls games. And I'm
It's
just, at first I was like, okay, this is idiotic. Why is this breaking? What is happening right now? But as soon as I got into it, I am one of those masochists that ended up love doing Souls games and made an entire channel around it. So it's definitely interesting of where you do get used to it, but I do understand the frustration that comes with it.
Yes, I remember watching one of your YouTube live streams where you were playing a Souls game, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like her stamina is just incredible because I just feel like after the third time, it's just time to get off and get like tacos or something and play like Stardew or The Sims. Like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You're way stronger than
Well, it's one of it's weird because like I don't say this lightly. Like Elden Ring has become one of my biggest comfort games. I platinumed it last year, and I remember going into it thinking for the review that not everyone is going to vibe with this, and that's okay. I just want to like put out a mini PSA for folks who might kind of like down those who just don't prefer it, who don't want to play it. And it's like it's okay not to play difficult games. Like it's absolutely fine. Like you don't always have to play, against Orphan of Cause and try to get the boss battle in like a one hit go, no pants on. Like they're like you don't have to always do stuff at the most difficult level. What is the most cool thing about games is that there is a game for literally every single play type. Like I'm not a sports or race car like fanatic whenever it comes to games. Like that's not my cup of tea. But I know that there are people who absolutely love those types of games. So, if you're going to comment something rude about play types and everything, I will block your comment, by the way, just a forewarning. And it's so funny to me that people like to like preach on this high horse that, oh yeah, I beat this boss one go with eating a cheeseburger. I'm thinking to myself, your controller must be so fucking dirty.
Gross. Disgusting. Meaty, in fact. No.
It's like, no. It's like, that was the first thing I thought about. Now, like, oh, I'm impressed. Oh, I'm this. No, you're just dirty. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Shower time, perhaps.
Especially for the hands.
Yeah. Seriously.
Do you remember that one thing, Macbeth? It's like, these hands can't get clean enough. It's like the same thing with a cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. Like people who have Cheeto dust hands on their keyboard, it will never be clean. It's ruined. It will always be somewhere.
It's in hiding.
Exactly. But it's there.
So speaking of comfort games, actually, what is a comfort game right now that you go to when you've had a special
Yes. Period.
Okay. What is wrong with me tonight?
You're doing great.
You're just saying that because you're my friend.
No, you're doing great. I do the same things. I do the exact same things.
I'm very tempted to actually leave in these bloopers at the very end and be like, this is how I am at late at night with friends.
This is what you didn't see.
So you didn't see me not being able to word correctly. I was going to say, before I completely went 404 Ariel not working mode, is what kind of what? Okay.
Serious. I'm asking the questions now.
Let me just try to get it out. What comfort games do you go to whenever you've had a stressful day? There, I said it. Oh my God, finally.
Let's go. I don't know. For me, The Sims, EA just re-released The Sims 1 and The Sims 2. And when I was a kid, I loved The Sims 2. I used to play The Sims 2 Castaway, Sims 2 Pets, stuff like that. And they released all the packs. So I've been very stressed these past couple weeks. So whenever I just have a bad day, I literally just load up The Sims 2 and just kind of live. Muted my mic. I just kind of live through them for a little bit and just like reminisce and just feel nostalgic with that. So that's what I've been doing as of right now.
I can't believe, actually, I'm so excited that they released the original Sims games. That is so many memories for so many people.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people were playing them with like, very outdated like graphics and it was crashing and stuff like that. And I just have to say, at least for The Sims 2, phenomenal job with the graphics. Like everything is crystal clear. Everything is great. They did a really good job, in my opinion.
My brain is now infecting yours with not able to speak.
It's contagious.
Oh man, but no, you see, this is actually the reason why we do these podcasts, you guys, is because it's for fun. We're talking about games, we're talking about life. It's one of those enjoyments of where, yes, we are professional to a degree whenever it comes to just talking about what we love. So it's like we're not going to be here with a suit and tie, all glammed out and everything like that. I mean, we look gorgeous, but that's besides the point.
Absolutely.
We are going to always just talk about where we are from more of a comfortable standpoint, because podcasts are supposed to be just enjoyed and not, very strict and everything. At least that's my opinion. But I do have to ask, so when you are gaming and if you're like having a snack or anything like that, I know like a lot of gamers say, oh, their favorite snack food is. What is your favorite snack food that you have while you're gaming, or if you have like after you game?
I'm a big pizza person. So I know we were just talking about people and cheeseburgers and then the controller. I don't do that. Okay. I'm very clean with my hands. Okay. But I love pizza. Like I literally love pizza. And I think that Malcolm, my partner, made me love it more because he's just eaten pizza ever since he was a kid and like likes to watch shows and like have pizza. And that's just like become like a big like comfort food for me. So whether it's like frozen pizza or whether we like get pizza, having pizza while I'm gaming is like
What?
my
Okay.
go-to.
What are the toppings? Pineapple on pizza? No. Okay.
Wait, you do?
I love pineapple on pizza.
Ariel, this podcast is over. This podcast is over.
Pineapple with mushrooms on pizza is delicious.
What?
I love
Wait,
it.
so just cheese, mushrooms, pineapple.
Yeah. If I want to have broccoli
What?
in there, I do that too.
Broccoli? Ariel?
Normally, my go-to pizza is broccoli and mushrooms with ricotta and everything. But if I'm feeling a little adventurous, I will have mushrooms and pineapple on my pizza.
I'm flabbergasted. Like I'm taking a I'm just you know what? I'm just gonna move past it. I love pepperoni, no pineapple for me. When I'm eating by myself, I like pepperoni and jalapenos on my pizza. But if I'm just like eating with Malcolm or eating with anybody else, like pepperoni's good for me. Maybe I need to try the broccoli thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been having that since I was a kid. So my first actually pizza that I tried did have broccoli on it because my mom actually, it was so weird because my diet was so restricted when I was younger. I had so many allergies. So I could only have broccoli, potatoes, and chicken for about 4 to 5 years of my life. And then when pizza was introduced, I think when I was 9 or 10 years old, I had a piece of pizza for the first time. It had broccoli on it, and I've always had it that way since.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I
No,
thought
I'm
that one day
crazy,
you
but I'm
just put
not
it
like,
on there and
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
okay, that makes me I feel better about it now. Absolutely have your broccoli. I
Yeah.
thought it was just
I
random.
If we are hanging out IRL, I will talk to you and say, listen to the broccoli.
I'll try it. I'll
Yeah.
try it. I promise
Yeah.
I'll like it, but I would definitely try it.
That's fine. I mean, the thing is about food is that, again, much like games, there is a food for every single person out there. And it's so
Absolutely.
funny to me because, like, a lot of the time, I don't know what your beverage of choice is whenever you have pizza, but for me, it's either Coca-Cola or Arizona green tea.
Yes, I'm a Coca-Cola person. I was gonna say I'm a Coke
Yes.
person, but I was like, let
That
me
would have
just
been,
YouTube, please. Please. Yes,
that would have been
Coca-Cola
so
all
bad.
day.
Yes,
I
I
know.
enjoy Coke with pizza. That could be
I'm a
taken
Coke
so many weird
person.
ways.
Love Coke with my pizza.
Oh my gosh, it's college all over again. Oh, so
Good.
going back, way back in the day, when you used to play games and everything, what was one of the game adventures besides Tomb Raider that really stuck with you? Because I know there are so many different games that make us as gamers. I know for me it was Resident Evil, Enter the Matrix, back in 2003. What were some of your fondest memories of playing games as a kid?
I think I've, talked like ad nauseum about this on my Twitter and like on my um but Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X 2 were like games for me when I was a kid that just like opened my eyes to like how great games could be. Like I don't know. I don't want to say it was my Baldur's Gate 3 when I was a kid, but I had never played a game. I had never done anything like that because I was so young. And I saw Yuna for the first time, and I think that was my bi awakening as a child. And I just loved her, and the A was so cool, and Titus was so cool, and I just loved like the story, like the concept of like sacrifice. As much as I could understand it as a kid, I thought it was like so beautiful, and the game was just so beautiful to me. Like that was like one of my core memories, and like every year I do tend to play through to kind of like just remember like how I felt like as a kid. That's insane. That's crazy.
There's one game that Markiplier played. I'm not sure if you saw the one I'm about to mention, but it was I have to bleep this word out, a chair simulator.
No, ma'am. No, I did not see that one. No,
It was
no,
so
I've never heard that before in my life.
like literally this chair is effing inanimate objects in this game. It is absolutely wild.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to look it up after the podcast because
Yes.
I've
Yes,
never
please
heard
do.
of it.
Yeah, yeah, it was very strange. There's so many different games on Steam that I'm not sure they exactly belong on there. But again, an audience for everyone for those games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think someone gifted me Hentai Christmas last year. I haven't 0 hours played, but hey, that's their thing. That's their thing.
Where they get okay, that's comes to a point of where you have to know the audience that you're purchasing the game for, kind of thing. Like, I mean, I think you would have gotten more out of Avowed than you would have out of Hentai.
Hentai Christmas. Right, yeah. You would think. You would think.
It was really bootylicious, huh? Sorry.
Hey, I'll let you know when I find out.
Oh my gosh, no! This is getting. Listen, it's after hours on this podcast. Okay, it's strange because I remember seeing a lot of topics of different games that were being created, like, presidential assassin type games and all those kinds of things. Whenever it comes to politics or whenever it comes to really like intensive subjects in video games, do you think they have their place, or do you think that politics of that sort in particular, like, I'm not talking about like Halo, because we all know that Halo has politics and its own political climate and everything. Do you think those kinds of games have their place, or do you think that they should not be around in the gaming community?
Oh gosh. I think there's like a lot of moving pieces to that. I think for one, like the game company has to be able to execute it in a certain way to where I mean, the example you used about killing an official, like that's extreme.
It really is.
You know, I
Yeah, 'cause
haven't
I've seen those games around and I'm like, I'm not sure this is tasteful at all whatsoever.
yeah, like I don't have a lot of experience or knowledge on like games like that, assassination type games. But I have seen like an uptick in like games that are trying to have political statements in their story and their content. And I always think if it's done in like a tasteful way, if it's done in a respectful way, if it's done in a way that audiences of all backgrounds can be receptive to it, then absolutely put it in. But I think also you have to know your audience too, because unfortunately, the gaming community, as we've been talking about, is a very mixed bag. And I don't want to say anything specific, but I remember when the new Dragon Age game had come out, and there was just so much Twitter discourse about, certain subjects that were brought in the game and people's stance on it. And I just think I I wasn't a big fan of the game, but not because of their political statements. You know what I mean? Like I think it could have been done a little bit better, but I think it's also important for gaming companies to advocate for others' rights, for others to have a voice, for the right side, in situations. And I don't mean like the right wing by the right side. I just mean being on the right side of history is what I mean. So it's so tricky because, they should make a statement. They should, people should have to face what's happening in the world, but it also should be done with taste and done well, I think.
You see, and this is why I will always advocate for DEI in gaming, because when you have a game and when you are, let's say, talking about indigenous peoples, or you're talking about black people, you're literally talking about any minority, you have to have that minority discussed within, like, have a discussion with people who are consultants within that minority in order to get the right picture, in order for it to be discussed correctly within the game. Like, someone who has never had the experiences, for example, of an indigenous person can write honestly and factually about indigenous experience. So that's why it is so crucial for that, to exist within games. And I know that people will argue about it one way or another, but we know that DEI is so incredibly crucial to the gaming industry as a whole. And this conversation took a turn that I didn't expect, but that's why I love these types of conversations, because if we speak openly and honestly, continuously about them, that's when change starts to happen, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't shy away from conversations like this, especially when society is always evolving and there's new things for you to learn, and you'll never always know, what's going on in someone else's experience. Like, you'll never know it all. You'll always be learning. So it's super important to like incorporate those voices when we're making things that are, being consumed by the general public.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, you talked about Dragon Age Veilguard. That was actually the first Dragon Age I ever played. Yeah, yeah. When EA sent it over to me to review, I was like, okay, this is really interesting. I like the way that's done. The writing could have been a bit better, But my favorite character out of all of them was Solus. Again,
Yes.
falling for the pale elf.
This time
Like,
bald. This time
but
bald.
like
By
he
the
was
way.
good looking. Like whoever did his facial capture, I listen. I swooned. I'm not. I will admit it. Yes. Like,
It's fair. It's fair.
it's one of those interesting things of where like after I played Veilguard, I instantly played Inquisition, and I
Yes.
saw such a difference in the way the story was told and how the mechanics were done. Solus hurt me again, all over again. That
Of
romance
course.
was. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that romance was just heartbreaking. And people are telling me to play Trespasser. Sean Connery. Is telling me to play Trespasser because it'll just finish off the story and everything. So I might go into that soon. Not too
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, it was a great game. I mean, like, I think that the mechanics, looking at them both because they're 10 years apart, is such a difference. Like, the mechanics in Inquisition pale in comparison to Veilguard. Like, Veilguard did such an upgrade in the mechanics and everything.
Oh my God, the hair physics. I sometimes I would just spin my character around just to see like the movement of the hair was amazing.
So, one of the last few questions I have is if you were to create a game, what kind of game would you create? Because I've wanted to ask you this for a while.
Oh gosh. Oh,
Because I
that's
know
such
you're
a hard.
heavy. You're heavy into the story, and you're heavy into like some of like not bad type of body horror, but like minimal gore. So I've always been interested in like what your take would be on that.
Oh gosh. I mean, it would definitely be something that is like an immersive game. I don't know if I would go the direction of like Until Dawn or anything like that. Like I love the story in that, but I want it to be like more expansive. Like I would want to have like Baldur's Gate 3 type story options in a horror game. So you're like, okay, like this is so scary. How could it get worse? And then like bam, like just like a plot twist, like a Baldur's Gate 3 type plot twist. Like I would love that. Like if I could just combine all of the amazing things from like Baldur's Gate 3, The Sims, like a game like Soma, like it would look very similar to Soma because that is an amazing horror game in my opinion.
Oh, I
Um,
need to play that game. I haven't played it yet.
oh my gosh. And when you do, please message me. Obviously I'll watch the review, but I've got to know. But yeah, it would be a very like immersive and like expansive horror game for sure. It would
That's
be crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's so cool because I can so picture like a horror game version of Baldur's Gate 3. Larry and get on that. That would be incredible.
Oh my God, I would buy it. Day one. Day one, I would pick it up.
For me, I think I would create something with a story like Elden Ring, mechanics like Bloodborne, and I don't know. I like the dialogue similar for sure to Baldur's Gate 3 because if there's like Baldur's Gate 3 dialogue in like an Elden Ring kind of universe, that would be more and like more psychological horror for me because I'm like for me it's like Stephen King and Anne Rice were my main reading sources when I was younger. So turn that basically into a game and I would love that.
That would be crazy, and I guarantee it would be very hard, but I would play it for you.
You know what? This is true friendship, you guys.
I would play it for you. I would play it for you. This sounds great.
So one of the last questions I have is, Smack, what do you see yourself doing within the future of your content creation career? What do you see right now that you're in the process of? Like, what are your goals for content creation in the future?
At the beginning of the podcast, I said I've been, streaming for 6 years. And that's like a huge amount of time in someone's life. That's only 26, 27. For me, like I feel like I'm just now figuring out how to market myself as a content creator and network a bit more as a content creator because when I first started, I was just like, oh, I just need to get on, for 4 hours a day and stream and you people watch me and it's so much deeper than that. And maybe at the beginning I was just doing it and like, I want to be like Nicki Mane and all the other pretty girls that are streamers. Now it's more so, and I guess I've matured in that way. I really want to connect with people and I really want to touch people, just touch them like emotionally and kind of connect with them in like an empathetic way because I just feel like the world is in such a bad spot. And it's so heartbreaking to like read and see what we see every single day. And I just want to be that person that people can go to and they're like, oh, I can talk to Smack. Like I can go to Smack stream and I can be around people who are comforting and loving, and like it's a space I can go into and I can enjoy video games, but I also get to, you know what I mean? And I don't know if I have any very specific goals like numerically for the year. I mean, there's all general goals people want to reach, like Twitch partner, that would be amazing. That's a great accomplishment. YouTube partner, but I think overall, like I just want to build like a really good community, like a genuine one, and like just be surrounded by people like I love, like, people I would trust, like to be around my family. I really want like a close knit community. So that's the goal right now. I'm sure I'll have others, but that's the ultimate.
I really love that. And that shows like such an empathy for the community that you're creating, because it isn't, and that's the thing, like in the beginning, I feel like we all have different motives and reasons why we start content and why we do what we do. Like for me, it was like I wanted to build a community, but I also really just wanted to play games and I wanted to react to them and everything. So like to see that now my focus is on community, it's on charity, it's on getting to, work in the industry as like a writer and everything. Like those dreams and everything are slowly coming to fruition. And I feel like a lot of people kind of like joke on manifestation, but it plays such a huge part within content creation or any job for that matter.
Yeah, like you being in that mindset of like, I can do it, I've got this, like I can achieve this, I'm worthy of this, because so many people are so like hard on themselves, myself included. Like I could talk myself out of streaming any day just by being unkind to myself. Like and being in that like mindset of manifestation, like no, you are enough, you're very capable, like you can do this, like it will take you far. It'll take you far, and it's taking you far. Oh, yeah. By the way, congratulations. Yeah. Accomplished, like it's taking you so far.
Hair flip, just the usual. No.
Exactly, as you should. Do both.
It's so weird to me because like I'm still to a degree not used to a lot of it, because like nowadays I'm getting recognized outside in the real world and it's kind of strange. Like it's so cool. like it's a cool strange. It's just like in the moment you're just like, anxiety, what do I do? And then afterwards you're like, oh, okay, that was cool.
Yeah. And that's amazing. Like you deserve that. Like you deserve people coming up to you and being like, oh my gosh, like I read your piece, I watched your video, like I love your reactions, I love your review. Like you deserve all of that.
I'm always going to be here, and you always have a place not only on this podcast, but you're like family to me. So anytime that you ever need anything or need like a boost, whether it's for, your content or whatever it is, I'm always here. So
yeah, likewise too. Yeah. Okay, I'm really gonna cry. I'm really gonna cry. I gotta stop.
Well, you guys, I am so happy we got to talk to Smack. Thank you again for joining me on the podcast. And it's one of those things of where these podcasts, like I said, they're not in depth or professionally done. I mean, you guys might think so because you're like, oh, they have questions, they have things. But when in reality, the gaming space is supposed to be about fun. It's supposed to be about getting to know people and getting to know the space that we are in as creators, basically. So if you like our faces, you like what we do, please hit the subscribe button, press the like. Right now, we finally got over 100 subscribers on this channel. So it's very, very exciting. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm hoping to this year get to 200 subscribers. That's one of my big goals. But yes, I hope you guys are doing well. May your coffee treat you right. And apparently talking is an issue. I thought I was going to get that outro out. No.
Happens.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. No. But I hope you guys like this podcast. If you guys like our faces and what we do, please be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button down below. Hit all the buttons that YouTube requires except for the dislike button. I see you over there. May your coffee treat you well and life give you a nat 20. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.